Welcome. All right, so in this case, what I'd like to do is be able to solve for all my missing angles using alternate interior angles, corresponding angles, vertical angles, and any angle relationship really we can use. So I'm going to pretty much explain each angle type and where I pretty much got to. So the only angle we know is 98 degrees. Now, I know that measure of angle 7, that's going to equal that's equal to 98 degrees. And the reason why I know it's equal to 98 degrees is because those are vertical angles. All right, so pretty much I want to be able to evaluate how many different, ways can I determine 98 degrees. So 98 degrees and 7, those are vertical angles. 98 degrees and 3, measure of angle 3, those are also those are alternate interior. They're both inside these parallel lines, and they're on opposite sides of this transversal. So I can say measure of angle 3 equals 98 degrees because those are alternate interior. All right. And then let's see. Let's look at, maybe we can do another pair. Well, let's look at these parallel lines. So we have parallel lines, and that's those transversal. But I can look at, what about we look at these two parallel lines now, these two parallel lines, and this transversal. I can see that these two are both interior of these vertical lines and opposite sides of this transversal. So I can say measure of angle 6 equals 98 degrees because those are alternate interior. Okay, so let's write these in, and let's see if that helps us out. And that does help us out because now that we know that that's 98 degrees, I know that angle 6 and angle 8, one's interior, one's exterior when you look at these parallel lines. Since one's interior, one's exterior, we know that these are corresponding angles. So I can say measure of angle 8 is equal to 98 degrees because they're corresponding. And measure of angle 3 and measure of angle 5, those are vertical. So I can say measure angle 5 equals 98 degrees because those are vertical. Whew, right? Okay, so now we're just missing 1, 2, and 4. And the important thing that I notice about figuring these out is I know that 4 and 6 make up a line, 2 and 8 make up a line. Therefore, they're a linear pair. So therefore, I can write the equation, and let's just look at this one. 98 degrees plus whatever the measure of angle 2 is, I know has to add up to 180 because they're a linear pair. They're supplementary. So now all I'm simply going to do is subtract 98 degrees. And so I have measure of angle 2 is equal to 80. So that would be 82 is 82 degrees. So I can say measure of angle 2 equals 82 degrees because that is a linear pair. And then I can say measure of angle 1. So if that's 82 degrees, measure of angle 1, that is a vertical angle. Or you could also say measure of angle 1, measure of angle 8, that's a linear pair. So you could have proved that measure of angle 1 was 82 degrees by linear pair as well. You could say measure of angle 1 is equal to measure of angle 4 because they're alternate interior. Or you could say measure of angle 4 is 82 degrees because 4 and 6 are a linear pair. So there's a couple different ways we could say that. I'll just say measure of angle 4 is equal to 82 degrees because alternate interior. Okay. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you take a figure and classify your angle relationships. Thanks.